Hey everyone, this is Janelle Maloney. I am one of the co-authors of Martha Nash's biography, Poems from the Asylum, on sale now on Amazon and other specialty retailers, including the St. Peter State Hospital Asylum Museum. They have copies that you can get. And I wanted to pop in real quick and share because it is National Poetry Month. And Martha Nasch is an award-winning poet, posthumously, right? As many of them are. So I wanted to talk a little bit about writing poetry from an asylum. It was not very uncommon. It was actually something known to be therapeutic and a way to express one's needs and desires and stressors and such. As many poets still do today, we put down our woes and our concerns and we pour out our hearts in graphite form. So I wanted to check in with you because there was a few cool little factoids that we found when we were doing our research on Martha Nash's experience in an insane asylum. She was there for 7 years, from 1928 until 1934, and in the process, her book of poetry was collected and passed down to her sister, and then passed down through the family back to her granddaughter and great-granddaughter, myself. So anyways, one of the things that we found was another account of someone who was in the exact same asylum with her at the same time, albeit it's with a male, maybe. So there is an account from a mysterious unnamed male, and this account was recorded or ghostwritten or anonymously published by Eliza Krauch. And this individual was attending a function at the St. Peter State Hospital for the Insane. And he had this to say in the book. It's called A Mind Restored. So in case you're looking for that, he records his experience being there for depression. But he said, sometimes we had entertainments in connection with the dances. These took place on the stage at the end of the hall. And one afternoon stands out vividly in my mind. A woman, unnamed, got up on the stage to give a recitation. She wore a dark blue silk dress. She was stout and she had light hair, and she was evidently no longer very young. What she recited was a simple little verse, which she had probably learned at high school and never forgotten, even during all her confused years. She looked happy and pleased with herself as she stood on the stage, and when she had finished, there was a loud and long applause. Many of the patients enjoyed the opportunity for making a noise. The performer was only too eager to give an encore. Here was an opportunity to show off and to be of importance for once. So that is an example of how writing poetry there in the St. Peter Asylum was an enjoyable thing. People did respond well to the writings that were created or recited, and though that person doesn't really fit the description of being Martha Nasch, it's really nice to see that these things were happening and it wasn't so uncommon, and she's not the only person who recorded her thoughts in poems. So I wanted to point out another poem. This one is found in a book called Women of the Asylum, and the poem I'm going to read a little portion of is also anonymous, but it's, I think, what many people expect of a poem from an asylum. They want to hear, woe is me, let me out, I'm, trapped. They want to hear that kind of content, and that's not 100% of what Martha wrote about. Mostly she wrote about the people she loved and missed. So that's actually a little myth being busted. But anyways, this is a poem that is included in the introduction of the book. It was published in an 1842 volume of Asylum Journal by an unnamed female inmate. And I'll just read a little bit of it. It says, "A scene in a private madhouse. Stay, jailer, stay, and hear my woe. She is not maid who kneels to thee. For what I'm now, too well I know, and what I was, and what should be. I'll rave no more in proud despair. My language shall be mild, though sad. But yet I'll firmly, truly swear I am not mad. I am not mad. My tyrant husband forged the tale which chains me in this dismal cell. My fate unknown to my friends bewail. Oh, jailer, haste that fate to tell. And I like this other little part in here. He smiles in scorn and turns the key. He quits the grate, I kneel in vain. His glimmering lamp still I see. 'Tis gone, and all is gloom again. Cold, bitter cold, no warmth, no light. Life, all thy comforts once I had. Yet here I'm chained to this freezing night. Although not mad. No, not mad. Anyway, so that was a little bit of it. It's significantly longer. But to bust some of the myths there, that this book is not all crazy, dark, violent, woe is me type poetry that's included in the anthology. There are actually 80 poems included, all that we have from Martha Nasch. And I picked out one that I think is a little bit more of the vibe that speaks to her heart, of what she was concerned about, what she was really pouring her heart out about. And that's mostly her loves. That would be number one, her son, Ralph. And she wrote a poem from her son's perspective, which I thought was really a nice change of pace, a nice change of what we expect to hear from asylum patients. So a little portion from the poem titled Our Mama. Even though there's no other babies that we know of, I just realized that. Why would she title it Our Mama? And she only has one child. Shouldn't it just be My Mama? Anyways, that's for another discussion. Okay, so this portion from Our Mama says, our home is sad and lonely when we enter it at night. The sweetness of a mama is still missing from our sight. Was our home just meant for two? Just for me and just for you? His dad. Must we struggle on through strife as I live this vacant life? Tell me, Daddy, will you tell? Why has Mama gone to hell? Was I born from one so mean who on earth could not be seen? Anyways, there's more to that as well, but you'll have to get yourself a copy of Poems from the Asylum by Martha Nasch. It is available, again, on Amazon and at specialty retailers and at many libraries and genealogical societies who have taken an interest in Minnesota history. So I hope you will enjoy that very, very much. All right, take care. See you later. Bye.